the strength advantage to either guy? Strength. Just strength alone.
I would probably give the strength advantage to Errol. But
what up, y'all? Welcome to the video. And as y'all coming in, y'all gotta smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed, man. This is an interview with Larry Wade, which is if you don't know who he is, he's a strength and conditioning coach. I think he really made his name probably like with the Sean Porter camp. That's where he first made his name. I believe that's where I first started seeing him. You know what I'm saying? Then he went on to give Luis Ortiz his best performance against Deontay Wilder, the second fight, because I don't think he was with Luis Ortiz the first fight, but Luis Ortiz equipped him, you know what I'm saying, for the second fight. And his ass came in that motherfucker a lot better. And he gave Wilder hell until he got stopped or whatever. But, you know, he trained Caleb Plant for Canelo. He trained Rolly for Tank. He trained a few other guys too, but yeah, I get the point, man. So in this interview, man, he give his take on Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. The interviewer asked him about who he thinks has more strength, but he went into depth. So we're gonna listen more on this, and then I'm gonna give my take, my remix, because I believe I can go a little bit more in depth on what he said, because I like, you know, what he said so much, so I feel like I can go a little further with this shit.
Let me help the world understand the difference between having strength and having power. Strength is the same as having force. You can have force, but if you don't have speed, then you don't have power, because you got to have both force and speed to create the power, right? But from a strength standpoint, Errol is probably the stronger fighter. But when it comes to power, what makes Terence Crawford so good is his elasticity.
For the record, I gotta pause it because copyright purposes or whatever. But yeah, man. So he basically right now alluding to that. What I get from it at this point right now, he basically alluding to that Errol Spence has more strength. Saying, like, for instance, like how sturdy he is type shit. You know, basically, if these niggas was to arm wrestle, Errol Spence will win type shit. But he believed Terence Crawford speed comes from the snap, basically, is what he's saying. From the snapping and from him being so athletic.
Rubber band. He can create that whip and transfer from the ground up, and the speed he creates makes up for what force he may not have to create the same amount of power. Because that's what it all comes down to. If you have less force, you got to have more speed. If you got more force, then you can have less speed. Power is power, and Terence has shown that he can create it from nowhere. And the thing that I like about Terence is Terence has that dog, man. He has that dog, and I'm not saying that Errol doesn't, because I've seen Errol and Sean, and I've seen Terence and Sean. But
there's one thing I do have to say, and for the record, if you don't know already, I'm picking Errol to break motherfucking Terence Crawford bones and take his eyes, and he gonna fuck him. He gonna step on him, and he gonna fuck him over. Now, when people mention that Terence Crawford got dog, I agree. I just don't believe he got more dog than Errol Spence, because I've seen Errol Spence tested against more tougher guys than what I seen. But I mean, it's easy to be a dog against a little ass dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you understand where I'm coming from, you can be if you a fucking pit already, and you know a Rottweiler, and some little ass poodle fucking run up to your motherfucking leg, is you gonna let the poodle break your leg, bite your leg off? Hell to the fuck no. So I expect Bud to outdog the niggas he been in the ring. Them niggas was already little dogs. What I'm saying about Earl is, I know he a pick. Not no mixed breed or no shit like. I know he a pick because he done got in there with real dogs. And stole they fucking eyes. I'm just saying, man, he been in there with real dogs, broke they fucking neck. That's what let me know who the bigger dog. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. I mean, if you a big dog, what's a fucking pup to a big dog? I'm just saying, man, if Bud the big dog, like niggas tell me he the big dog, then I already expect him to fuck up the little dogs. That's all I'm saying, man.
Earl has told me he could weather the storm. But what Terence has shown me,
nigga, fuck the storm. He is the storm. That's why I'm trying to explain to guys. It ain't that he can weather the storm. He is the storm, my nigga. I ain't even on no fan out type shit. I'm just be king of the 100. When he come in the ring, you gotta deal with the storm. You gotta deal with the tornado, the motherfucking hurricanes and shit, nigga. You gotta try not to drown. That's all I'm saying, bro. You gotta try not to drown. You gotta have your fucking life vest on and shit like that. You know, ain't no lifeguard in there, bitch, to save Bud. So it's like, I see the nigga drowning. Cause he ain't never been that far in the deep ocean like that. I'm just saying, man.
Damn, he get angry. He get mean. And when he gets angry and mean and bites down, it's a hard fight for anybody that's standing in front of him. So at that point, it don't even matter how big the guy may be. He does that, the guy gonna have to deal with that. So that's gonna be a tough fight. A tough fight. That is a boxing fan's favorite fight. I don't know how it's gonna do to the gym.
No, I agree with that. This is a fight that every boxing fan, you know what I'm saying, you got to fuck with this fight if you watch boxing, or you just a goofy ass nigga, period. You know what I'm saying? You got to fuck with this fight. But what I want to touch on some more is where he was talking about how Terence Crawford generate his power. Now, I do believe, I can take a little piece from that. You know, I do believe the fact, you know, Bud do this little thing, right? When you overextend yourself, I think it's mixed with him having a nice amount of speed, reaction time, and, you know, I think it's a mixture of things. He got the reaction time, he got the speed, and you go in there and you make so big of a mistake. That's when he catch your ass. Like, for instance, like when you come in on Crawford, right? Because he's not really, you know, he's an offensive fighter and shit like that, but he mostly a counter puncher. When you, say for instance, you throw a jab on Bud. If you ain't shoot the jab like you were supposed to shoot the jab, and you lean over your front foot, Bud is the nigga that's finna lean your ass into a motherfucking uppercut. Basically, he leans that's from athleticism. He leans so far back down there to the ground type shit, to where you done leaned over your front foot, and he didn't. By the time you motherfucking can correct yourself, he pop back up on your ass and catch your ass with an uppercut, and then, you know, finish you with a hook. So it's a nice little combination. I always talk about that combination from Crawford. That's a nice little combination he do. But that's against guys who make like stupid ass mistakes or lack fundamentals. Errol Spence got the fundamentals not to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. I mean, you can catch anybody with that shot making those type of mistakes. But Earl comes in with the jab, is educated pressure. When he comes in the jab, sometimes he double up the jab. He throwing off Bud timing to where he don't know when to time a certain shot. He didn't put a demo out already where he like to do against counterpunchers, who I believe are better than Bud at counterpunching. You know, Danny's whole motherfucking game is counterpunching. Everything he in there to do is the counterpunch. Everything. That's how they train. You see them grabbing, you know, little tool, they touch Danny on the shoulder or touch his glove, he throwing the hook. Soon you touch him. So that's how he train off counterpuncher. I believe he's a way better counterpuncher than Bud. I'm just saying, because that's his specialty. You know, Bud a good fighter, but I believe he do that type of shit against little dogs, like I was saying earlier. He do that type of shit against little dogs. You know what I'm saying? But he do generate some power from dipping as low as he do. Like, I want to show y'all, but I ain't trying to risk getting copyrighted exactly what he does. But if y'all watch Bud, then we all know the same shit. So Bud got some shit coming, bro. If he think he finna lean back, and catch Errol with some fucking bullshit ass uppercut, what people like to say, run him into some shit like a fucking dummy, it ain't gonna happen. You got nothing coming, bro. Errol Spence ain't coming in like you think he coming in. You know, people like to allude to the fact that Bud maybe he's a little smarter. I don't believe that, because I watched the nigga come in against green beans and do some dumb ass shit. Like I was saying before the video stopped, man, I watched Bud come in against green beans and do some goofy ass shit. All green beans had was some little hot sauce on this shit. He touched Bud ass up and dropped that nigga, and then he fell to his waist side, grabbing on his waist, and he dropped to his knees, bro. That's why I seen Bud do. And that's why I can never agree with somebody saying that Bud has a higher IQ than Errol Spence. I just don't see no shit like that. You know, that shit. I ain't saying Larry Wade said that, but I'm just saying, like, when people be saying that shit, that's basically what they be alluding to. Like they try to say shit like, you know, the fact that he's smarter, you know. I'm glad a lot of niggas picking Bud, actually, because in that case, I think I can make me a nice pretty penny off this shit, like right here. Like, I'm kind of glad. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm gonna be glad to take you guys' money, man. Like I was saying, man. So if you betting on Bud, man, I'm still figuring out a way to do it to where I ain't no renege and nothing like that. I wish they had an app where both people put their bank card information in on their end, and once they put the money up, it's locked in. Maybe I can create shit like that. Locked in, nobody can renege until the shit over with, unless both people agree on the renege. But listen though, to wrap this video up, man, it's all about, it's like this. It's how I see it. When people talk about what Bud can do versus what Errol Spence can do. When it comes to Bud, man, he got the frame where, like, he basically got the frame of a skinny dude, but all skinny dudes ain't weak. You know, that's a misconception. That is a misconception. Because there's skinny guys out here strong than a motherfucker, like Deontay Wilder, who will punch your face in, and you know, big hands and all that. They'll knock your ass out like it ain't shit. And then you got some skinny ass niggas who weak as fuck. You got some big ass dudes who people might think strong, but they can be weak as fuck. So it's all about the individual or whatever. But with Terence Crawford frame, he like a little wiry. So when he mentioned the rubber band, I understood that, you know, because I understand what he's trying to say. Like, the fact that, you know, what Bud kind of do is when he lean back, like I mentioned, is basically like a pull counter, and it's his version of it. You know, everybody, you know, got their own version of things they like to do. Like Errol Spence, he's good at the pull counter also, but when Errol Spence do the pull counter, what he do is, right, he's coming forward, he's stepping forward towards you, and he take like a half a step back. You know, so his shit is about spacing and inches. You know what I'm saying? Like the game of inches. Like, he stepped back just enough to where he know you gonna miss, because he coming forward. He already ready for you to swing. He's half step back. Boom. You caught in the black hole. he catch you with the pull counter with the straight left or the left hook or whatever he throwing. But lure you in, and he wiry, so he kind of like bend himself to the point where, you know, he kind of slick to where he can catch you. So that's what he do. But you know, his shit based off rhythm. Bomac always said, always over there, he ain't coaching. He just say, wait till Bud get his rhythm. And we all know that the jab throws off the rhythm. So to me, Bud ain't gonna be able to get past the jab. So, you know, he gotta wait till Errol Spence start unloading on him for him to get a shot in. Basically, that's his only chance in my eyes. When Errol Spence doubling up them hooks, loading in on them, smashing them against the ropes, by that time, can he even throw back because of how damaged he is? So, Bud, it's easy to fuck up them little dogs he be fighting and shit, because those niggas is pups. And if he a big dog like y'all say he is, I mean, of course he is. He gonna smash those guys. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Can't wait for the fight. Pretty sure this shit about to be announced any day. But other than that, man, y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.